Medwatch 7 is sponsored by Comanche County Memorial Hospital.
25 years ago, officials in the United States considered measles eliminated from the country, but that's no longer the case. The CDC reports in the first 2 months of the year, there have been 164 confirmed cases.
I remember thinking I'll never ever have to think or worry about measles, and now here it is. And the worry is that this could be just a beginning, and things could be getting a lot worse.
Dr. Brian Malk, a pediatrician at Lawton Community Health Center, says it's sad to see the spike because the disease is preventable. He says when people aren't vaccinated against it, the very contagious disease can spread through a community like wildfire.
They say that if a person is in a room with measles who has the infection themselves, the measles virus that they exhale stays in the air for about 2 hours. So you could walk in a room that somebody who walked through who had measles and pick it up 2 hours later.
Dr. Malk says kids are more likely to get severe illness from measles, but adults can get it and pass it on to their kids. He says if someone gets the disease, the first symptom is a high fever. And a few days later, after the fever, people may develop spots in the mouth.
But then a couple days after that, they break out in a characteristic rash that usually starts on the face, and then it spreads from the face downward. It usually starts off as just flat red spots, and then they can kind of progress and become a little bumpy.
Dr. Malk encourages people who aren't vaccinated against measles, even if they're adults, to get vaccinated. He says 95% of the population needs to be vaccinated for it to be effective.
In parts of our country and around the world, that number has dropped below 95%. And because it drops below that number, that makes people more susceptible to getting measles, even those who have received the vaccines.
If you haven't been vaccinated or are wondering when kids get their shot, he says kids typically get the measles shot at 12 months old and 4 years old. He says people are 93% protected after their first dose and 97% protected after their second dose. For Medwatch 7, I'm Haley Wilson.